Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, April 3rd. It's April.
Good question. Comment below. How many people avoid social media on April Fool's Day because you know half of what you're going to see is bullcrap? And it's usually stuff where you sit there, you realize it's bullcrap, and you start to cry because it's actually a really good idea, and the fact they're not going to do it makes you want to cry.
April 1st, the only day of the year where people actually critically think things I see on social media.
No, they don't.
Of course, yeah, sometimes they don't. No, they don't, because this one time, I had a coworker, the Ohio State University, their colors are scarlet and gray, in case you don't know that. And, like, it's a big thing. It's like a whole thing, scarlet and gray, right? So they published a thing on April Fool's Day. It was a joke that they were changing their colors. Changing the name of their colors because, I don't know, it was something stupid, but I had a coworker who believed it. And we're all like, yo, it's an April Fool's Day joke. She's like, no, it's not. I saw it on Facebook. We're like, yo, it's an April Fool's Day joke. She walked away. I looked at another teacher. I went, that explains so much.
Do you remember a long time ago when they had the April Fool's joke for the Bard where you turned the keyboard on the side and played it like it was Guitar Hero?
Yes.
You don't want to know how it took me to... I got halfway through the article, and when they got to the holding the keyboard sideways thing, I went, wait a minute, what's today's date? Because up until it was the stupid thing, it actually sounded like a good class. It actually sounded like a class they would make. And it's a classic D&D class.
I admit there have been a few times where I've started looking at something and gone, wait. It's April 1st.
Yeah, just don't do stupid evil things.
Yes.
Because I've actually had people make me think that I broke a $250,000 piece of equipment. And they told me at the beginning of the day that I broke it, and they didn't tell me until 3 o'clock. 6.5 hours later.
That's just cruel. But you know what Sunday is, right?
Bunny time.
It's Bunny Day.
Actually, it's our Lord and Jesus Christ rising from the dead day, but for some reason, people have ignored the whole false idol thing and started worshiping a bunny. I mean, you even do it at the church. I'm kidding.
I'm not sure where the whole bunny with Easter thing came, but anyways.
Because when you think of spring, you think of bunnies?
Everybody thought the ears were adorable last week.
Oh, they're adorable. They're awesome ears. I'm also half tired and my jokes are bad.
This is true. And what's in 3 days?
This is the last time Laura will ever film Flosstube in her 30s. It's your birthday on Thursday.
I don't have a birthday crown. I didn't think this through. I don't have a birthday crown, so the bunny ears I guess we'll have to do.
So comment below, happy birthday. Happy birthday attack! I beg of you, happy birthday attack!
Well, I hope you all had a good week. Once again, there were severe storms Friday in the south, also in the Midwest. This weather is just something. My mom Saturday made the comment that she has never seen weather quite this bad. She's like, I don't remember a time when it was this bad this soon.
I believe the appropriate phrase is climate change.
That's what I said, and she goes, yeah. Actually, so we went to Cincinnati over the weekend to see my brother, sister-in-law, and 2 nieces because...
Okay, just in case they're watching, I loved hanging out with my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my 2 nieces. I am sighing because of something else. So if the girls are watching this, y'all were great.
The girls do know about our Facebook channels, so we went to our YouTube channel, Facebook. So we went to see them for the weekend because the oldest niece's birthday and mine are the same day. She's my birthday twin. And then the younger niece is my twin. And my birthday twin is just enough of her aunt that my poor sister-in-law has to live with my brother's karma. So we drove down Friday afternoon. As we're about an hour and a half-ish from home. No, we were about an hour because Mansfield's only about an hour. We were driving along. It rained all day. We're driving along, and I'm sitting there crocheting, and I hear dunk right in front of me. Y'all, how did you describe it?
The windshield wiper blade was going up. It came loose, spun around a couple times, and then, as it was coming back down, flew away.
Like a lemur. That's what you called it.
Yeah, lemming.
Lemming.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, my freaking windshield wiper blade's a lemming. It just bailed on a jump chip. So, thank God I use Rain-X windshield wiper fluid. Yes, that stuff is awesome. I am not a salesman. This is not officially sponsored any of that bull crap. But it literally saved my life because it actually kept the water beating up and coming off the screen because I couldn't run my windshield wipers as I was because I had bare metal touching my window.
Yeah.
And it took us, 20 minutes to get to a place where I could buy a new windshield wiper blade?
Yeah, it took us about 15-20 minutes to get to the auto parts store to buy a new windshield wiper blade, and oh my god.
Thank God that guy was like, yeah, you know what, that's happened before. So he came out and made sure it was on there good for me. But it's 6 months to a year since I got new blades, so it wasn't badly installed, it just broke.
It just gave up its life.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Guess who made the windshield wiper blade?
Rain-X? Well, yeah. So that was slightly traumatizing driving down there. Then we got to the hotel and got checked in. And okay, we are in the hotel. We are on the 6th floor. There's one working elevator and a wrestling tournament in the area, so the hotel was full. Okay, so we lugged all our stuff up to the 6th floor. Went over to my brother and sister-in-law's house. Had a lovely dinner and a lovely evening with them. Got back to the hotel room. As soon as we got off the elevator, I could smell it. Walked into our room and I went, fabulous. One of our neighbors is smoking pot inside the hotel.
And then I started passing.
Now say what you want about smoking weed, whatever. In a hotel.
One side note, in Ohio, there is no smoking indoors anything.
Right.
No bars, no hotels. You're not allowed to vape or smoke anything, including Mary Jane, which is, even if it's legal, you wouldn't be able to smoke it inside a building.
Even if you have the little medical card that says, I have medical marijuana, you cannot smoke it inside a public building, which a hotel is considered a public building.
And especially when there are no one-way, any type of filters or anything between the vents in the bathrooms. They were smoking it in the bathroom with the fan on.
And that is where it was coming from, because at first I thought it was coming from the room. From one room that we had we had one of those conjoining doors where you could lock it on either side, and I had a chair shoved in front of it. But, so it took 45 minutes for us to get someone to come up from the desk. So it took about 15 minutes. Finally went downstairs to the desk about 5-10 minutes, later, because one working elevator, it took forever to go down and come back. The kid came in, and they knew somebody on our floor was smoking weed because they had sprayed the hallway with whatever their room refresh was. And, to
knock off Febreze.
Basically. And whatnot. And I'm sure that it was just a matter of they couldn't figure out what room it was because it wasn't strong enough in the hallway. And, in the time it took for me and my mom, because my mom was in the same hotel with us, in the time it took for me and my mom to go down to the desk and get back up there, it was everywhere in the room. It was so unbearable. And then were like, okay, change our room. So they changed our room.
That was a pain in the butt.
Which was a pain in the butt because we had to go down a floor. But whatever, my room didn't smell like weed. The next door neighbor cackled her head off until midnight. And it was a little bit loud until about midnight, which quiet time was technically 10 p.m. But midnight wasn't that bad. You know,
We've had worse.
We've had worse, and honestly, my anxiety was amped up anyways, so it was like, I'm not going to sleep anyways. I'm not going to be a pain about that. If it doesn't quiet down much, you know, then my phone goes off with a weather alert. Those tornadoes that hit the upper Midwest, or the Midwest, several hours earlier were coming our way, and we were under tornado warnings. Or watches, not warnings. Watches.
And what did I say?
Joe said, shut it off, let me die in peace.
I was that done. I was that done. And it gets better.
Oh yeah, it gets better. Thankfully, yes, storms did rip through, but no tornadoes, none of that. Saturday morning, we played a breakout room, which was entertaining because I was tired as... But...
We made it. They give you an hour. We were at 59:20 something.
Yeah, we made it. Not my cup of tea.
No. Half the puzzles were my cup of tea, and luckily those are the second half. And I'm pretty sure they went, holy crap, because there was a math puzzle where you had to go plus this, minus this, divide or times by this to get to this. Give me 5 minutes, I had it solved.
He did, which
then
was great.
It was a wiring diagram thing, which is literally my job. So that
we literally got the whole thing where we had to put the connectors on, and everybody stopped, looked at Joe, and said, "Have at, buddy." It was funny. I mean, it was fun, but it was definitely not our cup of tea. Again, you know, whatevs. So, Saturday during the day was pretty good. Saturday night, we get back to the hotel. Joe had to run into the desk to get us toilet paper because we did not want our room cleaned because his gaming laptop was with us. And I never want... I always put the privacy thing up. Don't clean my room. First of all, it's a waste of stuff. You know, thankfully we've gone away from changing the bed sheets every single time they change a hotel. They refresh, you know, they go in and clean a hotel room. Like, back in the day, you know, you would stay in a hotel 2 nights in a row. If they would come in your room in between, they would change your bed sheets and your toiletry bar if you used any stuff, and take all, and you know, your trash can, even if you just had one piece of paper in there. I never liked that. So I always said, do not disturb. Whatever. But we didn't need toilet paper, so Joe went and got toilet paper. And we got back up to the room. And our room key wouldn't open.
Want me to tell the next part of this story?
Sure.
I went down to the front desk to Sir Jerks-a-Lot. Okay, well, this is going to go. I have been in customer service for a very long time, and there's certain things you don't say to the customer, and if you do say to the customer, the one thing you should do, if you say anything that upsets the customer, that they misinterpret and clearly misinterpreted, the first thing you were supposed to do is clear it up. Not let me go on for 5 minutes and then snap at me. What he did is he said, oh, I'm trying to figure out why the wrong name is on that room. It's under somebody else's name. And I'm like, did you book somebody else into our room? And he didn't answer me until he snapped at me 5 minutes later while I'm having a panic attack because I'm thinking they let somebody into my room that has my gaming laptop that is also linked to a lot of other important stuff. It's my main computer. And he snaps at me saying, we didn't say room out. I'm like, yeah.
And it's the same guy that moved us rooms. It was the same guy that moved us rooms Friday. And I'm sure...
And he recognized me. So you know what? You already know I'm upset.
Right, you already know we're upset with y'all. With this hotel stay. I mean, I really wasn't upset with the hotel over the whole issue that happened Friday night. Because as soon as it was... I mean, because yes, they knew it was happening. And I have a feeling they knew when they identified what room it was, they were going to have to move us. But it was kind of a formality of see if we can fix it without moving them, because moving them is a pain in the hiney.
And basically, I think the reason why he was mad is because he was the one who did the transfer and he realized he screwed up.
Well, I'm almost wondering if he intentionally did not switch our room reservations because that affects them against the corporate hotel.
Well, guess what? I don't give a rat's.
But he made it worse for himself because Sunday morning when we checked out, I talked to the morning manager on duty. And because I have a friend in the hotel industry, I know that the day shift manager generally has more authority than the night shift manager. And when I made a comment about about him being rude to Joe, she was like, "Oh, was it blah 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 with his hair like this?" And I said, "I don't know. I didn't see him. I don't really know." And she goes, "Okay, I'm pretty sure that's who it was." I said, "I'm just letting you know because I didn't think it was really fair, especially considering we had all the other problems. You know, for him to get a bit rude with us." And she goes, no. And she did comp one of our nights for all of our troubles. And she goes, "Yeah, I'll take care of it." So I'm assuming that this was not the first guest who had problems with him. Considering how he reacted to a few other guests, probably not the first time that weekend. And I realize that they were under a lot of stress because there were a bunch of prepubescent boys running around their hotel.
Playing in the swimming pool.
Running amok in the swimming
pool. Well, you know what, though? In all honesty, think about the way these poor kids are like. It is early April. It is 50 degrees out, and they can go swimming.
Exactly.
And they probably brought their little brothers and sisters or older siblings with them to go to this thing for the thing. So you know what? If I was that age, and there was a swimming pool, and my mom and dad told me to pack trunks because there was a swimming pool, and yes, my mother would do that, guess what my butt would be until 10 o'clock?
Exactly.
So guess what, buddy? Buck up. And I'm sorry. The day before, no problem, can't help it. The elevator irritated me, not the staff problem, but the people, and they actually had a sign saying they had a sign saying
they were having problems. The kid that came up with us during the drama with the whole weed thing was like, yeah, it was kind of like this elevator broke down, and then that one broke down, and that one's even worse. So he's like, that just sucks all around, and we're like, yeah, we get it, it sucks.
Yeah, but when you're rude and give somebody a panic attack and then snap at them because they're having a panic attack because you miscommunicated something, when you know they're already agitated, no.
Yeah, it was just not good.
No, if Laura didn't talk to the people, and I might still do this, I might review them.
Well, we get Mom and Dad had a few minor problems. I think I will eventually get a survey from them.
Throw that buddy so far under the bus, he's going to be able to give it an oil change and check the catalytic converter.
You know, but the bottom line is, this is not the first time we've stayed at this hotel. We've had minor irritations every time we've stayed at the hotel, like people being ridiculously loud.
You want to know what part of that is, in my opinion?
What?
It's a decently priced hotel.
It's, of the 3 hotels right in that area, it's the cheapest.
Yeah. So guess what gets the most people? And the more people you add, the higher the likelihood one of them's going to irritate you.
Right, and I realize it's like, okay...
Andy, you cannot fluff the flipping carpet.
And I realize it's like, okay, you're staying in a hotel. Yeah. There's going to be some noise issues. There's going to be da-da-da-da-da. And we picked that hotel because it's a pet-friendly hotel. But at this point, we can't take our dog. We can't take Mandy. Because my brother's dogs are still puppies, so they're a little bit overly excitable, and she doesn't really appreciate that.
Mandy is a very mellow breed, and she's 6 or 7
We're on 20-minute intro.
So
needless to say, it was quite the weekend. Finish.
Mandy's an older, slower breed, not very relaxed. And my brother-in-law has 2 freaking Energizer bunnies that are 1 and 2 years old.
Right. they're not a good fit at this point. I think the next time we stay, we're going to try a different hotel. I'm not going to say we'll never stay at this hotel again because A, it is one of the only pet-friendly hotels in the area. The other pet-friendly hotel is equal distance from my brother in the other direction, and it's not as around as much stuff. The hotel we stayed at is in Eastgate, which is the mall down there. It's right across the street from Jungle Gyms. There's a Hobby Lobby, a Joann's, and a Michael's in that area. There's lots of stuff right there. And we do like staying there because Jungle Gyms. That's where I get my Tim Tams.
But I will say this.
But
next time we go down there, ask how many elevators are working.
Right.
I know they're working. Yeah, okay, let's just stop complaining about this and move on.
I think let's just stop complaining about it. And speaking of our dog and her activity level, I saw one more thing. I saw a great thing in one of my Greyhound groups today.
What?
It said, I went on a job interview, and they asked what my spirit animal was. I think they were a little surprised by my answer. A Greyhound. Slow and methodical. Or what was it? Fast-paced and crazy when I need to get the job done, but when I get home, I'm in my pajamas and on the couch. So, there was stitching done this week. So, why don't we go into the stitching?
Okay, you got buttons.
I got buttons. In our 20-minute intro, we forgot shout-out commenters. So here it is in another clip on the end.
Okay, Anna. Multiple times. Glenna. Jeep Girl Stitches. Gentry. And Susie Scott. Oh wait, whoa, I moved. Lynn. Andrea. More Lynn. Teresa. And PD Stitcher.
So, thank you all for your comments. Most of you thought my ears were fantastic last week, so they're back for another week, because I don't have a birthday crown. Alright, moving along. Whips. He didn't stitch at all. I didn't stitch nearly as much as normal.
I was thinking about stitching, and I saw the puppies. They are no personal space.
They do not understand personal space. They like to lay on you and lick you.
In the face.
In the face. Yeah, I did stitch while we were there, but it was a little challenging. I won't lie. Okay. So, let's start with what I started on. I started Monday with this little gem. Lace Corset by Alexandra Adelaide. Hello, focus. Focus.
It was focused on corset, not on the image.
Yeah. So, there we go. I am stitching this in Sooks for You PR 177. I did 552 stitches on this. This is on a piece of Rapunzel by the Hand Dyed by the Slovak Farm. I stitched on this for 2 prompts for Monopoly. It was Monopoly week last week. Something with a mistake that you made a mistake on and you rolled with it, and something you would recommend to a new stitcher. Somewhere in here ish, I'm not really sure where, I'm off by like half a thread. And I've managed to just roll with it. It is getting a little bit challenging as I get down here. So what I'm going to do is fill in this side. And then, because the way it is now, I've finished everything that kind of divides. So I'm going to fill in this side and then come down and kind of scoop over off of this side. And then that little bit in there I have left to fill in, I'll wiggle it in that space. There it is. My thread is a variegated pink and gray. And like I said, it's silks for you. So, yay! Then I took out Dimensions Victorian Way. There we go. This is a very old Dimensions Gold Collection Petites. And by very old, I mean it's from 1998.
25 years is very old.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely retro. Retro's 20 to 50 years. Vintage is 50 to 100. And an antique is over 100. Random things I know. Alright, so I did not finish this house. So I did something with the top hat, because he's got a top hat on. And then a house, because there's 3 houses here. This is just on the kit Ada, which is an 18 count light. And I got 451 stitches on it.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, I'm looking at the screen while I'm talking to make sure that you guys can see it. One advantage to having a camera hooked up to my computer, which is over there, is I can hold it up and look and make sure you guys can see it. Props to anyone who does it with their phone and is constantly like, I don't know if you guys can see this, because y'all do a really good job, actually. I am not that coordinated.
Yeah, they also they're also like a perfect setup though. They set it all up beforehand.
Right. Alright, so then I had 2 of the 5 Monopoly prompts done. I needed to do my cell and I needed to stitch on something with letters on it. This project fulfilled both of those prompts. It was Tale as Old as Time. Because there's going to be a title across the top that says Tale as Old as Time. So, I finished Pigs in the Mud, the square with Gaston. I don't have the cover photo printed out. So I finished that and started on Gaston's Tavern over here. Because Pigs in the Mud was fairly easy to stitch. Trying to hold it up and point out what I've worked on is not easy.
You know, you had this thing called asking.
So, Pigs in the Mud was pretty easy because it was fairly color blocky. And I just rolled with the colors I had already, and it worked. Gaston's Tavern, I am going to have to add a few more colors. There's a dark gray up in here. Next to I need a dark gray. There was something else that I needed. I think I just said everything else would work. But, so I just jumped into this next block rather than doing a tower. Because chug along and get the blocks done as fast as possible, I guess, is my theory. It is a little bit more pleasant because I am winging it and going with what I have and not stressing it. This is on a 16 count silk weavers. Don't ask me what the color is because I don't have the tag anymore. And I did 515 stitches on it. Okay. Then I didn't stitch Thursday because I was over at the church from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. decorating for Palm Sunday. And then I had to go run an errand and get a couple last minute things for our trip. And then I had to go run and get cookies for our trip. And then I had to cook dinner. And then we had D&D. So I didn't have time to stitch. And I didn't stitch Friday because I had to go over to the church before we left for our trip and work on finishing the decorations for Palm Sunday weekend. Guess what? I have to go Thursday and pick up flowers for Easter weekend. Thursday night we have to take everything out of the church for Good Friday. Good Friday we have to put all of the Easter decorations up for Saturday and Sunday. It is no joke marathon week at church. And when you're on the decorating committee, yeah, you're part of that marathon. All that to say, and I have found that crocheting in the car is a lot easier than stitching. I do have some projects that I can stitch on in the car, but it was easier to crochet, especially with the rain and the lighting issues that come with that. And by the time we got back to the hotel room and settled Friday night, it was 10 p.m. Like I said, my anxiety was ripping. But
keep going.
One of the projects that I took with me to work on this weekend was Fashion Boutique. It's one of those little World of Cross Stitch freebies I got from, I don't know, somewhere. So I made this little card up here in the corner. And I just used all of the little kit stuff. I don't have the card put together yet. This is what it looks like finished. And it'll get sandwiched. Oh! Yes, we failed. Oh, I'm going to have to do some trimming. That's okay. It'll get sandwiched in the card like this.
Pretty.
Yes. So, that's done. That was 560 stitches. It went towards the new monthly, which is Easter eggs. I used it for the E because it's an elegant dress. And I used it to start one of the weeklies for the new week, which we'll talk about in plans and announcements. Now we're going to roll on to haul, y'all. Haul, y'all.
Yeah!
Okay, so I got birthday presents from my nieces and brother and sister-in-law. They got me a really cute shirt that says the original. And my birthday twin niece is the remix. And my twin niece is the mic drop. And we wore them Saturday. It was fun. They were fun and cute. And they got me a bottle of wine and a cup, like a little, it's a little metal wine cup that says vintage 1983 or something like that. And it's got my name on it. It's super cute. Super, super cute. And then today, in the mail from my friend Andrea, I got a birthday card. Birthday card. Ooh. She thought I would like the porch swing, and I do. And she got me, I'm pretty sure, oh no, this was in 2020. I thought this was a market release. She got me a pickle barrel design chart that says, they say, it's called The Older I Get. They say the new 40, they say 40 is the new 30, and 50 is the new 40. But all I know is the older I get, the more 9 p.m. is the new midnight. And that's the truth.
I was annoyed going to bed midnight over the weekend.
And then she got me a scissor fob.
Trying to be helpful.
One of those lanyard cords. And if you have ever stitched with me on Zoom, you will know that the phrase, "Where are my scissors?" comes out of my mouth a multitude of times. Now, I cannot say that because I have them attached.
We're gonna have a new phrase.
I have to put the scissors on. What?
Ow! I stabbed myself in the boob.
I probably will. He's not wrong. So, that...
Wait, just so you know, the reason why she has no haul for me is I'm actually giving it to her on her birthday. And I'm having fun.
With the birthday haul will come when, I get, on my actual birthday. So, next week. So, plans and announcements. Plans and announcements.
I plan on going to sleep tonight. That's as far as my brain got.
Yeah, okay. Well, Friday's prompts were baseball stadium themed because Thursday, March 30th was baseball season opener. And for the first time in baseball history, all 30 baseball teams played on opening day.
Okay, then.
Fantastic. And Friday is the Cleveland Indians home opener. It's Good Friday. I am surprised we haven't heard the Cleveland area folks complaining because it's Good Friday. That's a no-meat day.
That's not a fasting day.
That's a fasting day and a no-meat day. I'm thinking part of why this is not being complained about is because the last time it fell like this, the Catholics complained and complained and complained and complained and complained and complained and complained. And the bishop said, no, I'm not giving you a suspension for it because it's Good Friday. Now, we did get a suspension from the no meat thing for St. Patrick's Day. There are quite a few Irish dishes that have traditional Irish dishes that contain meat. However, Ireland is traditionally a Catholic country. You know, I'm a firm believer in do what you want. I personally felt it was a better way to honor St. Patrick is to follow the Catholic Lenten tradition. But, so I'm pretty sure maybe there isn't an uproar because it's probably going to be vetoed hard. But, so, baseball stadium weeks. Did you know that the oldest baseball park in the United States is Fenway Park in Boston? It was built and it was opened in 1912. The newest baseball park is the Juice Box in Texas. Oh no, sorry, the Juice Box is not the newest one. Grove Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Texas Rangers, was opened in 2020. Minute Maid Park for the Houston Astros is pretty young too, and I saw Texas and I thought it was the Astros because I honestly thought.
I feel so sorry for them. They opened their baseball stadium a month before COVID. A month.
No, it actually
Not
opened
even a
with.
month.
No, it opened with the 2020 season, which was no fans. I mean, they still played baseball in 2020.
Oh no, I thought baseball was already begun by the time it broke.
No, they were at spring training when COVID happened. No, I think they might have actually had delayed spring training when COVID.
But whatever.
Moving along. But yeah, I think they had delayed spring training, and then they ended up delaying the opening.
Oh, that's a really sucky time to open a stadium.
It is. So, let's talk about our prompts. So, many avid fans make it a bucket list item to visit, to watch a game played in every baseball stadium in the country. If you are a football fan, I'm betting it's football. If you are a basketball fan, it's every state, it's every arena. If you're like me and a hockey fan, I have a bucket list of visiting every hockey arena. It's never going to happen, but I can tell you this. when I actually get to Nashville for Needlework Market, I'm going in Bridgestone Arena's team shop. When we were down there for the retreat, it wasn't open because it was the middle of summer. It more than likely will be open if we go to Needlework Market. But anyways, so the first prompt is to stitch on a whip that is fulfilling one of your bucket list items. And why? I don't really have anything that fits that. Because, what?
One of your farm ones, because you really want to live on a farm. Or at least live in farm country in the middle of nowhere.
Dolly's not wrong. He's not wrong. That would work. I was going to do alternative stitches on it, but no, that would work. I didn't get all the way through the alternative stitches that I started, so we're going to use that. Okay, number 2. One of my favorite things to do when we visit a new city is to tour. By the way, Sharon, one of the admins for Daily 30 Worth, she is an avid baseball fan.
No shit.
I'm a pretty avid baseball fan. Hockey is life. Baseball is life. Support when hockey season is gone.
You have fun with your whack-a-ball.
I enjoy baseball.
Can we tell how much I like baseball?
Yes, okay. It is so cool to see the behind-the-scenes layout of each stadium is so different. I have actually done a behind-the-scenes tour of the Cleveland Indians ballpark when I was with the first daycare. We did a tour for the school age kids. It was really cool. So stitch on a whip. Oh, she said it's thrilling and it kind of feels like you're breaking the rules. Stitch on a whip which you've broken a rule for and explain how.
There's no rules in cross-stitching! I had to!
He's not wrong.
Use one color conversion.
So just color conversion. Would color conversion be breaking the rules?
Yes, because you're not following the pattern. Those are the rules.
What other rules are there in cross-stitch?
Don't stab people with the needles.
I've broken that rule.
Other people.
I've broken that rule.
Who have you stabbed?
I've stabbed you before. On accident!
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure I stabbed my brother at least once on purpose.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that's about the only rule I can think of. Would be following the pattern. Because it's kind of a creativity thing. Unless it's like the other one where it's something where you fudge something. Because you didn't want to frog it.
Sorry.
Open for interpretation. Next.
Ooh. Very good. I have fun. I'll get back to you because I kind of think this stuff through. Okay, next. Groundskeeper at baseball parks have traditionally created checkerboards, diamonds, and argyle patterns in the field. These patterns have become more elaborate in recent years. And one of the most originals was the star pattern created at Coors Field in Denver to commemorate the '98 All-Star Game. These patterns are created by lawn stripping. Lawn stripping, where the grass is mowed and then rolled to bend the grass in alternative stripes. Stitch on a piece with a pattern that could be seen on a baseball field. I think put some thought into that. Part of going to a baseball game is the game day experience, and each stadium tries to outdo one another to make theirs unique. One of the most unique is Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have a fish tank filled with crown-nosed rays that fans can observe and feed during the games. Yes, they do. I have seen it. It is cool. I would love to go see it in person. All of the proceeds from the feedings go to charities as well as any donations for any home run hit into the tank. So if a player hits a home run into a tank, they donate money to charities. Combining aquatic life and baseball may be strange, but in this case it makes for an interesting experience, especially considering they're the Tampa Bay Rays. Stitch on a whip with a fish or an animal. Shores of Hopgren Hollow has fish on it. 2 stadiums have unique left field walls. Fenway Park has a left field wall of over 37 feet, the Green Monster. Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs, has a left field wall covered in ivy. If the ball gets stuck in the ivy, the batter and all runners are awarded 2 bases. Stitch on a whip with green, with grass or plants or all of your stitches in green. I have a couple whips with plants, so we're going to do that.
Okay.
Yes. And when I started that stamped heart succulent thing, my plan was to stitch on it when we traveled and use it as a travel project. But I've put no stitches on it since August of last year. So we haven't really gone anywhere. We don't go places. And when we do, we're usually doing things.
No, we go places. You've just been crocheting.
No. I meant as a take it and stitch on it during downtime with me. Downtime.
Okay, yeah, we haven't anytime we've gone somewhere there's no downtime.
Right, and like this weekend we had some downtime, but it was just easier to stitch on something teeny. Dogs really kind of left me alone, but just so that it wasn't adding to the chaos, I'm just going to add it into my rotation and stitch on it. So I'll probably stitch on that for this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hiccups. Alright, so that is plans for the week. Announcements, if you see me stitching on anything and you would like to purchase it, contact me and I will see if I can purchase it for you.
I'm no longer telling you what to stitch, am I?
No, March is over. Would you like to continue? What?
That was fun.
Okay.
We can do it in June for my birthday.
I was going to say, I can keep letting you pick out my projects.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
I mean, wasn't that much of a hassle. There were a few times where it was like, okay, this is like the only thing I got to fit this prompt. So
yeah, you know,
I'm going to pick it out.
I would tell you to stitch it anyway, you know.
Right. You know, or in my rotation of my 4 for the yearly, I only have this one left, so I got to stitch on this. You know, or like with my sowls, I only have 2 of them. And whatnot. I did not I also made the executive decision. I did not stitch on any of my Olympic pieces this weekend. I was going to try to stitch on them Thursday, Friday before we left. I didn't have time. He did pick out Regina for me to stitch on, which is Raven Queen. I'll just do it next weekend.
Okay.
Got plenty of time. There was something else. No, I can't remember it. Oh, I do remember it. I am looking for, I would like to figure out how to get my hands on, I believe it was Cross Stitch Crazy, the UK Cross Stitch Crazy, where Tiny Modernist had the clock that said 1 stitch at a time. A foreign entity copyright violated it and printed it and is selling a PDF of their copyrighted version. It's the same thing, it's just darker colors. And from what I've been told, it's a pretty shitty copy. I actually didn't buy it because I was like, something about this company seems shady, and I was right. But I would like to get an issue of that magazine. If you have it and you don't want it, I want it. If you know how to get that far of a back issue, because I can't seem to find that issue. I think it's issue 130, 131. I can't seem to find that in the back issue catalog. If you know how to find it, I would take that help. But that is it for this week, because this has probably been a long one. My apologies. It is what it is. You guys roll with it pretty good. What would we like the people to do, darling?
Have a good evening. I mean day. I mean something. I mean sleep. I mean, okay. Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification. Amy Bobby. The whole YouTube thing.
Have a blessed week. If you celebrate Easter, have a blessed Easter. If you do not celebrate Easter,
enjoy the chocolate.
Your Sunday. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.